Please, whoever goes first, state your name for the record, spelling, first and last, things like that.
I'm Jennifer Bonjean, Bonjean, and Ashley Cohen, Cohen, my partner, our client, Mr. Reginald Henderson. Just how it sounds.
And I'm Carl Leonard, Carl with a K, Leonard. I'm with the Exoneration Project, and I represent Sean Tyler, Seantyler.
Not exactly what we were hoping to hear. How do you guys feel?
I mean, I feel like we live to fight another day, and we will win this case eventually, and Sean and Reginald are innocent, and we'll prove it in court.
Do you mind if we hear from your clients? Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I think that anybody that's known anything about this case sitting in that forum, you can come up to the microphone too. Our heart broke a little bit tonight. Let's be honest. How do you feel?
Justice delayed is justice denied, in the words of Martin Luther King. Justice delayed is justice denied, in the words of Martin Luther King. Here we stand, like the lawyer said, we live to fight another day, but the things that's not considered is the lives that we got to go back to. That's what's not being considered.
And haven't you fought enough?
Yeah, you would like to believe that, wouldn't you? You would like to believe that almost 30 years later that again, you would like to believe that you want to believe that it's enough. 30 years, it's almost been 30 years, so I really don't know what to say. I'm blown away.
And for this to continue for 30 years after the history of everything that we've went through and been through has been put into the front and put out front. So for you to continuously say, give us a minute to consider something, give us a minute to consider this, well, when you went before the judge, Flood, and he dropped all charges, why are we here today? If you did what you did on that day, saying, you know, we drop all charges, we didn't have enough evidence to proceed then, why now? The reality is that you got two African American men here who are fighting for their lives and have been from 17 and 18 in the city of Chicago, a city that do not give you resources to live. So I'm asking y'all again, what do you want us to do?
That's right.
What do you want us to do? Die in these streets? I'm the friend of Michael Saunders who died in these streets. We're not trying to die in these streets, man. We're trying to live. Let us live, man.
When I say I don't know what to say, I really don't know what to say. I mean, I would have thought that it was, I see it as something that's clear cut. As I continue to say, man, I don't see how you can be innocent and be guilty at the same time. Mathematically, if you vacated, if you exonerated us, then what else is left? If you thought you could have fought it or wanted to fight, you should have fought it then. Yeah. Why even lead on?
We were ready.
Why even tempt me? We were ready to, and you got out of there. And now you want to get back in there? I just don't think it's right, and I don't understand.
Words in your mouth, but to me, it seems like they're putting chains on your hands again.
Continuously.
It can definitely be looked at like that.
The chains that was on my hand that didn't allow me to save my mother. The chains on my hand that didn't allow me to work a job without getting kicked off. And you asking me what are we supposed to do? I had an education that everybody asked us to do when we did in there. An associate's degree and a few credits away from a bachelor's degree. I speak 3 languages. Asking you, what do you want me to do, man? When I get out here, I'm overqualified for the jobs. What do you want me to do?
That's right.
I'm asking you, what do you want me to do? What do you want us to do, African-American man who getting out of here after all these years, and you just pushing us back to the same slums to die in, man? Enough is enough, man.
Why is it so important that you get this certificate of innocence?
It's important that they get this. Let me speak. It's
Hold on. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
The certificate of innocence is, again, for me to have it is like you having it. The way you've been moving your entire life without being judged, I want to move like you move.
That's right.
I want to move like everybody else moved that wasn't incarcerated. I want the same thing that you were entitled to, that I should have been entitled to when I was forced to do 25 years. That's what it's going to mean to me. That's what I want. I want what you got. That's what I want. I want to move and not be watched move and not be judged. That's what I want to do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's supposed to happen for someone who's innocent. That's how an innocent person moves. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it means to me.
You want to do good by Chicago? Gives guys like us the resources to go back to the communities that y'all say we tore up to rebuild. That's why we here. The years y'all put us in there, y'all created guys that can come back to these communities and be way better. That's why you don't want us to have it. Because we can be good in these communities with these kids. Let's understand the racial diversity that's going on, man. I want y'all to do y'all due diligence and go back and look and see the guys who get their certificates of innocence, black and white and Latino. I want y'all to see the history that goes with it.
That's right.
Look at it and see the guys who have to fight. We the ones who have to fight. African-American men, and we shouldn't have to do it, man.
And what does this say to other generations after you who hopefully never have to go through it, but might go through it? They're looking at you struggling to get the certificate, and now they're thinking, well, it's never going to happen for me either. I mean,
And that's what they want to do.
Although justice is
that's what they
delayed and
wanna
is
do.
denied, it will suffice. We live in a world that regardless to what you do, at the end of the day, that black and white will catch you, and that's that paperwork. That's the legalities that they hide between, trapping us. They say it's hard to get in, or easy to get into, but hard to get out of, right? Well, guess what? We didn't put us there.
That's right.
The easy part, that we didn't put us there. So why are we fighting so hard to get out? If you acknowledge that we didn't put us there, you did, and you dropped charges, yet you refused to let us go. So we're asking America to ask Chicago what's going on with these convictions, man.
Yes.
What's going on with these guys that's continuously being locked up and put away 20 and 30 years unjustly and not being addressed? I'm asking Chicago, the world to ask what's going on, man. Don't get it twisted. I thank Kim Foxx and every effort that she put forth to change the system. But it takes more than her.
Yes, right.
If we standing on top of an ideological system that's racially built, it takes all of us to break it down, man, not just Kim Foxx.
That's right.
That's it,
So
man.
the judge called this hearing because there's still a dispute over facts. What facts remain in dispute?
That the lawyer's part.
Well, here's the problem with the statute is the state claims they have facts. They've been claiming they have facts for a long time, right? But when the time came at the post-conviction hearing to put up or shut up, they shut up, okay? They did not put up, and they let them go. Now, they're like, well, you know, now we want another chance. They say they have facts. But it's just an empty claim, and that's the frustration, is that we know the truth because we know the evidence. And what the judge said here today is she's not prejudging this case in terms of their innocence. She's saying as a matter of law, I can't grant summary judgment. I still have to afford them the opportunity to put up their facts, and we will find out what they are. But we know from the evidence that has been presented that they don't have the goods. And that's why it's so frustrating, because then it feels just like an effort to delay, and it's senseless and cruel, and it prolongs suffering unnecessarily.
but it makes the state look terrible.
Well, well, yes, their behavior of fighting some of these COIs, knowing they don't ultimately have the ability to prevent us from establishing actual innocence, is terrible. It is delay, and across the board, it is something that I think the courts and the system needs to start facing a little. They need to start addressing it, because the delay is unforgivable. Right. It is unforgivable. You know what? It's great that you go in, you vacate these convictions, but it is not real justice eventually, because it's taking too long.
That's right.
Well, what's he supposed? I mean, you know, the firm of Lovey and Lovey that you know, they just had a resolution in a case where someone was convicted, wrongly convicted. The case settled. By the time it settled, he was dead.
Yeah.
No.
He was dead. So that's what I mean, honestly, and you have to assume that, like, you know, is that part of the agenda? So You
and I
know,
want you guys to look at the ratio of African American men lives. If you know the expectancy of African American men lives, right? And the conditions that y'all put us in. Y'all know the African American men, let's just say top out of 58. I'm 48 years old. You mean to tell me I got 10 years with my grandchildren? That's what you're saying? I got 10 years with my grandchildren when you know scientifically that we live to 58 and 60? I'm asking you, the world, let's look at this, man. I mean, honestly, what do you want me to do? 27 years, come home and at 48 try to go get a 401k? Well, what do you want me to do? When I walk out of here, I'm still seen as a criminal. They can still look my background up, so I'm asking America, I'm asking Chicago, and everybody that's under here to do your due diligence and look our case up. And when you do, and we come back here, y'all will know that we're innocent.
That's right.
I don't want y'all to ask the questions of what's going on, when y'all will know when you go do the due diligence and look at our criminal case. Y'all will see personally that this shouldn't exist.
That's right.
And we have every right to stand here before you and ask for our lives back.
That's right.
Respectfully.
That's right, Reggie.
Respectfully. Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
No problem, no problem.
Thank y'all. And thank my family and everybody for coming out. I just want them to know who've been supporting us for 28, 29 years. It's not over. They fight is our fight. Our fight is they fight. And I want y'all to know, man, we love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. And, man, we live to fight another day, man. God bless everyone.